Look, again, that's part of the problem. It was recorded. I tried to get the tape. The guy don't want to give me the tape. Anyway, it was when I was in college. It was my second year.
Was your college?
It was the end of my first year in college. John Smith came to California. He needed a match. He wrestled J.D. Hawkins. He teched J.D. Hawkins in like less than a minute. He said, is there anybody else? I didn't even know who he was. I didn't follow wrestling like that. I was just good at it. It was an excuse to get out of jail every time I went. So we wrestled, and I ended up beating him in an overtime 10-3. But I still didn't understand what's going on, because after that happened, we started literally almost getting into a fight, because he started complaining about my weight. He started complaining about this and that. I'm like, dude, I just fucked you up. What are you talking about? And then his brother, Pat, with his big ass Oklahoma belt buckle with the cowboy hat, cowboy boots, steps in and starts saying stuff. And so we go down, and I have to get on a scale. I get on a scale, and then they're all, see, we told you I was 152 pounds. Right? He didn't even get on the scale, but it's irrelevant. I kicked his ass. So when I seen him at Nationals, I said, hey, you run around saying that I didn't beat you. I beat you fair and square. You want to go at it again? And then later on, because that once people started hearing Antonio beat John Smith, all this attention came to me like, are you going to try for the Olympics? Da, 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 da. I wanted nothing to do with wrestling. Wrestling to me was the white boy sport where they all just hang out, and there's so much favoritism, and there was so much racial stuff that I didn't see as a kid, that when I got older, I go, okay, now I see what the fuck's going on here. So I wanted nothing to do with wrestling. And that's when it got ugly. When I challenged him, I said, listen, I'll come kick your ass, but I'm a different guy. You know what I mean? I don't run around talking shit and trying to bully somebody. But the reality of it is I won. Just admit I won and let that be it.
Ain't nothing personal. You won.
Right. What's the big deal?
Is that crazy? Is that crazy?
Yeah. I mean, man, I remember watching that dude. That low single was unstoppable, and he just killed people.
You know what? He took me down 5 times. I'd never been taken down 5 times in 5 years.
Wow.
So he was the most technical guy that I've ever wrestled. He wasn't strong. I thought I could just bully him and muscle him. Dude, he was so smooth and so slick. And that gut wrench. Now, I don't know if you know who J.D. Hawkins is. I trained with J.D. Hawkins. J.D. Hawkins used to bust my ribs up. John Smith didn't even hurt me. He just turned me. And I teach his single. I teach his gut wrench. It's the most technical shit. The guy is by far a better wrestler than me, skill-wise, but I was just a horse with a good grip, and he didn't understand that. This young black man that could hold him, I wouldn't let him go. I was just stuck to him, just like my MMA career. Nobody could get away.
So the thing with John Smith, if you look at his singles, you might wrestle John Smith, but he's fist fighting for that single leg.
Yeah.
Like, it is so aggressive. It is not wrestling for that single leg. It's a fist fight.
You know what he's doing? He trapped his elbow behind my knee, and then he tweaked my knee inward. So I had to go. I was going to tear out my knee. The difference is I went with it, but I still had his wrist. I never let his wrist go. And that was giving him trouble because he couldn't finish it with one arm. I just started wrestling folk style instead of freestyle. When he take me down, I started trying to get up. Yeah. And I just threw him completely off.
That's amazing.